Bruce Lee always said that fighting was not just about physical strength. For him, it was about efficiency, doing more with less, conserving energy and releasing it only when needed. He often criticized martial artists who wasted their energy throwing unnecessary strikes or tensing their muscles without reason. To Bruce, energy was life itself, and at the center of that life was breathing. Breathing was not just an automatic act to him, it was a weapon, a shield, and a teacher. He studied ancient martial arts breathing methods from Chinese Kung Fu, yoga, and even Zen practices. But unlike traditional masters who kept these practices locked in secrecy, Bruce experimented, tested, and refined them to fit his own fighting philosophy, Jeet Kune Do. He believed that if you could control your breath, you could control your energy, and if you controlled your energy, you controlled the fight. The science behind energy and breath. Before we explore Bruce's methods, let's understand why breathing is so powerful. When you breathe deeply and properly, oxygen floods your bloodstream, fueling your muscles with energy. But there's more, it calms your nervous system, sharpens your focus, and prevents panic in high-stress situations. Shallow breathing, on the other hand, starves the body of oxygen, builds tension in the muscles, and causes the mind to lose clarity. Bruce Lee recognized this long before sports science confirmed it. He saw that most fighters would become exhausted not because they lacked strength but because they wasted energy by breathing poorly. They gasped, tensed up, and tightened their muscles unnecessarily. Bruce trained himself to stay calm, relaxed, and in control through breathing so he could fight at full speed without losing stamina. Bruce Lee explosive breathing method. One of the most famous aspects of Bruce Lee fighting style was his explosive strikes. He could unleash power in an instant, whether it was his 1-inch punch or his devastating sidekick. But what most people never realized was that behind every explosive movement was an equally explosive breath. When Bruce struck, he exhaled sharply and powerfully. That "whoo" sound you often hear in his movies wasn't just for dramatic effect, it was his way of synchronizing his breath with his strike. By tightening his core at the exact moment of exhalation, he generated maximum force while keeping his body protected. This explosive breathing allowed him to hit harder while using less energy. It's the same principle boxers use when they exhale sharply during punches, but Bruce refined it even further. He didn't just breathe out randomly, he controlled the timing down to the fraction of a second. This meant that his body, his breath, and his strike moved as one. Breathing for relaxation and energy flow. Bruce Lee also knew that constant tension kills speed. If your muscles are always tight, you move slower and burn out quickly. That's why between strikes he focused on deep, controlled breathing to relax his body. He would inhale,